Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and please check out my channel for other Z-World updates. So the last update about Taste of Fate. Rhea believes that Prachi is pregnant for Siddharth and not Rambro, and Rhea made Prachi faint in order to expose her pregnancy secret. Let's continue. Shahana and Aliyah comes out arguing with each other. The doctor tells Rambro that Prachi fainted due to weakness and says Rhea said that, and Rhea quickly says that Prachi haven't eaten food and that is why she fainted. Dr. Sudha says yes. She tells Aliyah that she will check her also and asks everyone to meet Prachi. Rambro, Grandma and Shahana goes to meet Prachi. Rhea tells the doctor that her aunt is fine now. Aliyah says that she is also fine. Rhea asks the doctor to give them the report by tonight and makes an excuse. Aliyah also insists. The doctor agrees. Aliyah says we got Prachi's weak nerve. We will insult her once we get the report. She has insulted you at home and at the police station using the NGO women. Rhea recalls and tells Aliyah that I will do the same thing with Prachi. Aliyah asks her to come with her to the NGO and says I will tell you what you shall tell them. She says I will tell you on the way. Prachi tells Grandma that she got weak and tired due to the work. Rambro asks Prachi not to get up until she is fine. She asks, who are you? Rambro says he is Rambro Koli and he asks her to rest. Shahana tells Prachi that just now you got consciousness. Rambro, Grandma and Shahana insisted on her to rest. Rambro says Shahana and Grandma will take the party responsibility and Prachi have to give fitness test to me. I will test you and then only then I will let you go out. Shahana and Grandma goes out. Rambro gives Prachi water and asks why you did not tell me that you are hungry since morning. Prachi asks if I had told you, then would you have made breakfast for me? Rambro says yes. Didn't I make it before for you? Prachi drinks water and gives the glass back to him. Rambro goes. Prachi thinks that why is Aliyah and Rhea so concerned for me? Aliyah and Rhea cries before the NGO women and tell them that they don't have strength now. The NGO woman gives them the tissue paper. Rhea says that she is Abhishek Mehra's daughter, but she doesn't have the courage left now. Aliyah says that Rhea was abandoned by her mother and many years later, her mother returned and her sister snatched Rhea's would-be husband. Rhea says that Prachi brainwashed Rambro, that he left her at the wedding altar and married Prachi. She says that due to some situation, she got married to Siddharth, but Prachi flirted with Siddharth and she was having an affair with him and says that when Rambro came to know about it, then he had thrown Prachi out of the house. Rhea says that Rambro later realized his mistake and proposed to her for marriage, but her marriage was short-lived as Prachi returned to claim that she is Rambro's legal wife. She says that she has come here to say that Prachi had an affair with her ex-husband and Prachi wants to tell everyone that the baby is of Rambro now. Rambro comes to Prachi and asks what she was doing. He makes her sit on the bed and says he brought food for her. He asks what she was doing. Prachi says she was searching for the sari to be worn in the party. Rambro asks her to wear nutritious food as the doctor told her that she is weak. Rambro tasted the food that he brought for her. Prachi says, I refused once and you agreed. Rambro says, I am actually clearing your doubt and I ate first so that you get convinced that nothing is added into the food. Prachi says, I didn't think this way. Rambro says, I swear that there is nothing in my mind and asks Prachi to think about his feelings and not to refuse to have food. Prachi says, you are lecturing me. Rambro says to Prachi that first I will feed you the food and then I will give you much love. He then says sorry. Prachi asks why is he saying sorry. Rambro asks will you have the food? She nods her head. Rhea asks the NGO woman to help her. The NGO woman asks are you sure that you are saying the truth? Rhea says Prachi has taken help from other NGOs by playing the victim card and asks her to save her husband from Prachi's sin. The NGO woman asks if you have proof for her pregnancy. Aliyah says we want to expose her on Rambro's parent anniversary and request them to come and help Rhea, else Prachi's illegitimate child will become legitimate. The NGO woman says that they are not like the other NGOs and they will get the guilty punished and they will blacken their face and they will make them roam in the society. Rhea thanks them. Rambro tries to make Prachi have the food and says I had eaten with this hand. If you have problem then spit it out. Prachi eats the food with Rambro's hand. Shahana comes there and smiles. Rambro continues to feed Prachi. Prachi says I will eat it by myself. Rambro asks if she is sure. She nods her head. Rambro selected the sari for Prachi and says you will look more beautiful in this sari and asks her to finish the food. He looks at Shahana smiling and he goes. Shahana asks Prachi to take Rambru's help and wear the sari. Prachi asks Shahana to take Rambru. Shahana asks her to think that Rambru loves her and asks her to give him a chance. She says since he applied the vermilion to you, he has given you the respect and asks her to give him a chance. Prachi says I am thinking to tell Rambru that I am going to become a mother. Shahana gets happy and says it is your life's biggest decision. His third dream will be fulfilled. Prachi asks Shahana to decorate the terrace to give him good news. She says she wants to tell Rambru during the anniversary party. Shahana asks when will the party start and she gets excited and she asks Prachi. At the party, Rambru comes and asks Grandma how he is looking. Grandma says you are looking handsome. Prachi comes there. Rambru asks how is she looking. Rhea comes to Rambru and hears him saying that Prachi is looking beautiful. Grandma says Prachi is looking very beautiful. Rambru says this sari worn by Prachi is selected by me. Grandma says this sari is made for Prachi and even the guy who selected this sari. Rhea fumes with anger and goes. Prachi comes to them and asks what is Grandma saying. She says your mischievous smile reveals it all. Grandma applies the kajal to Prachi and Rambru and says it will save you from everyone's bad sight. Rhea goes to Aliyah and tells her that she will tell them that the kajal cannot be protective and Prachi's kajal will become bad spot for her. She tells Aliyah that Grandma applied kajal to them and says that Rambru is having feelings for Prachi again. Aliyah says for a man, his ego is big. Aliyah says that once we prove that Prachi is having Siddharth baby, then Rambru's love will turn into hatred. Rhea asks why the report haven't come yet. Vikram and Pallavi comes there. Rambru goes to them. Rhea says she will call the doctor. Aliyah asks Rhea to wish her in-law happy anniversary first and then she can go. Rhea wishes Vikram and Pallavi happy anniversary and says nobody's bad side shall fall on the family. Grandma takes off the bad side from them. Pallavi looks at Prachi and gets upset and recalls her words. Prachi comes to them and wishes Vikram and Pallavi happy anniversary. Vikram thanks Prachi while Pallavi goes away. Rambru takes the mic and tells everyone that today is his mom and dad's anniversary and they are amazing and they love me so much. He says he has learned from his mom and dad that when there is no argument, then there is no love. He says their love has all the spices of life and praises their chemistry. Rambru wishes his parents happy marriage anniversary and asks them to do the golden jubilee. He jokes that he will be beaten up by them after the party. Everyone claps. Rhea recalls the NGO woman's words that they will blacken Prachi's face and make her roam in the society. Rambru asks the guests to give a big round of applause for his mom and dad on their anniversary. He asks Vikram and Pallavi to dance. Vikram and Pallavi dance in the party. A song plays in the background. Grandma also joins them. Everyone claps for them. Prachi comes to Rambru and says it seems that you want to dance. Rambru says no. Prachi says I want to dance actually. Rambru says if you want to dance, then I want to dance too. Rhea thinks that Rambru shall refuse. Prachi says leave it. Rambru says we will dance and says I would inform the DJ. Rambru asks Prachi not to spoil her mood and mind and gives her responsibility to Shahana. Prachi smiles. Rhea gets upset and goes from there. Aliyah goes behind her. Rhea calls the doctor and asks about Prachi's pregnancy report. The doctor says I have sent the report through my driver Vishal and asks him to hand over the report to you. Rhea thinks that once the report comes, then she will make Prachi dance and she will make her fall out of the house. She says not just the report are coming, but also the NGO women as well. Aliyah sees the NGO women coming and goes to them. She collides with Grandma and says sorry. Grandma asks Pallavi if she knows about the women. Pallavi says no, who has called them? Rambru and Prachi goes to dance. Aliyah provokes the NGO women against Prachi and tells them that she is dancing with Rambru. She says the other family members will also reveal her truth once the report comes. She says I will introduce you to the other family members. Rambru asks Prachi why did she want to dance with him today. Prachi says when did I say that? And says that I said that I wanted to dance. She says I am making you dance. Rambru says lie. Prachi says she was showing pity on Rambru and she thought to dance with him. Rambru asks Prachi to show more pity on him and love him more. Pallavi gets furious seeing Prachi and Rambru dancing and thinks that where is Rhea? Rambru and Prachi continues to dance. Vikram smiles seeing them dancing. Everyone claps after their dance ends. Rambru thanks the guests and asks them to enjoy. Pallavi thinks that where did Rhea go to? Rhea sees someone going from behind her and says, "Who is there?" Prachi smiles and takes the flower in her hand, remembering her dance with Rambro. She gets happy. Rambro comes there and asks if she is there. Prachi says, "I am not here," and she keeps her hand on her face. Rambro says, "I saw you." Prachi says it is good. Rambro holds Prachi's hand. Prachi says, "Let me go." Rambro asks, "Where are you going to?" Prachi says, "I don't know." Rambro asks, "Why were you hiding?" Prachi says, "I don't know." Rambro touches Prachi's chin and says, "One question, one answer. Will you answer my question?" Rambro says, "People says that love happens once," and asks, "Will you love me again?" Prachi thinks that our first love is still there. Rambro asks Prachi to love him again and says, "I will never break your heart again, and if your heart breaks, then my breath will stop." Prachi keeps her hand on his cheek. He gets teary eyes. A song plays in the background. Prachi wipes Rambro's tears and gets emotional too. Rambro asks, "Why did you take so much time?" He says, "You would have touched me this way. I would have felt peace." Rambro says, "Each day without you is just like my life passed away." Prachi says sorry and gets teary eyes. Rambro wipes Prachi's tears and holds her cheek. She also holds his cheek and smiles. A song continues to play in the background. Prachi thinks of her conversation with Shahana and asks Rambro to meet her at 9 p.m. on the terrace as she wants to show him something which is related to their relationship. Rambro asks if it is a surprise for him. Prachi says yes and asks him not to forget. Rambro asks what to do till then. Prachi asks him to go to the terrace and count the stars. Rambro says he will go to his room and he will shift all his stuff to Prachi's room, and he gets excited. Pallavi comes to Aliyah and asks her to introduce her to her friends. Aliyah introduces them. Pallavi asks Vikram to meet the guests. The NGO women wishes them happy anniversary and says that we pray that your son celebrates his marriage anniversary every year like you. Vikram sees the reflection of someone and excuses himself. Aliyah tells Pallavi that she will do a proper intro with the ladies. Pallavi asks, "What is there?" Vikram calls someone and says, "I have seen you. Be there." Aliyah tells Pallavi that Prana, Shobra and Kushum came here as the NGO workers and not as my friends. She says today they would expose Prachi. Pallavi says expose and asks, "What do you want to expose about Prachi?" Which I don't know. Aliyah recalls Rhea asking her not to tell anyone until they get the pregnancy report, and that Prachi might know and get a counter plan ready, and this time she won't give her any chance. Aliyah says we should tell Pallavi. Rhea says no and asks her to promise her. Aliyah promises Rhea. The flashback ends. Pallavi asks Aliyah what happened, which made her took the NGO help. Aliyah says, "I know what Prachi has done." She is not satisfactory and asks her to tell them how she got married to Rambro and then had extramarital affair with Siddharth under the same roof. She then tried to stop Rambro and Rhea's marriage. The NGO women ask Pallavi if this is true about Prachi. Pallavi says each and every word is true and says that since Prachi has come here, she made our life hell. When our son wanted to move on with Rhea, she returned to ruin their life. The NGO women says that we are seeing such woman for the first time. Aliyah praises Pallavi and asks the NGO women to make Prachi understand to leave the house. The NGO woman says, "You know our ways." Aliyah recalls them telling her that they will blacken Prachi's face. Pallavi says Prachi is not as innocent as she looks. The NGO women assures her that Prachi will be kicked out from their society also. Pallavi thanks the NGO women. Thank you so much for watching all my videos, and please don't forget to like this video, share it, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates. And please don't forget that the other updates step by step is already on the channel. Please check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching.